Hello and welcome to the LARP Noobs. I'm joined as ever by Dave, who went off to another Northern Kingdoms LARP.
Hello. Wow.
You mad addict for LARP. Dave.
Yes.
Your lifestyle, you really have started living up to that whole that meme rockstar of LARP thing that you got teased about.
I'm living my best life at the moment.
It's genuinely I know you've been knackered because you've come off a bunch of late shifts and stuff and kind of moving in on stuff like that. But experiencing all these different LARPs and the quantity of LARPs and stuff, you seem like you're just having a ball with it.
It's so good. I've got my little crew that I go to these games with. They're really nice. It's just the main problem I have at the moment is the total lack of holiday time and the lack of money. Yeah. I need more money and more holiday time in equal measure. So, but we'll...
Where did you go? What did you do? What was tell us off this LARP.
So, this is a Northern Kingdoms, which is a Witcher LARP. Yeah. I love this system, by the way.
It sounds every time you talk about it, I'm incredibly jealous.
I wasn't even sure whether I was going to do, because it's just it's like a social player event, a little bit of a game added to it. But I was like, this probably won't be worth an episode. It's going to be us being the fabulous Dubois getting pissed.
You've been to a bunch of social events for Empire and other systems, and we haven't recorded all of them.
No, some of them we have, some of them we haven't. Some of them are so just
they're kind of different flavours, basically.
Empire ones that I've been to, a lot of them have been very much purely social with no plot at all. I'm right in saying that. Which is fine and really fun, just not very good LARP Noobs podcast material, basically. Sure. But this one was the Danse Macabre.
Oh yes.
Which was we, as members of the Free Company, this mercenary organisation that we belong to, we got a letter from Lady Bernadette Shackleford.
Okay. And
to thank us for our good works, she invited us to go to a party.
The whole mercenary company.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, that's on you.
Yeah.
That's on you. If you invite a mercenary company over to your house for a big old shindig, that's your bad. So we got a player pack, which was really, really nice. It had so it was located at a place called Haworth Hostel, which was a YHA place.
Okay.
Which is basically a big pile of bricks out in the country.
Okay.
It's like a manor, stately home type looking thing. Internally, the bar area looked really authentic. The rest of it was pretty much like a youth hostel.
Okay.
Which is fine, but having beds and showers and toilets.
Oh, that's nice. So you literally have all of that.
You're so used to LARPing without these that when you do have them, you're like, I love you shower, I love you toilet.
One day I'm going to organise myself enough when we go to Empire to actually go and have a shower, a proper shower, and actually properly sort of tend to myself.
Dude, I live 35 minutes away from Empire.
Yeah.
I could jump in the car.
It's not the same though.
The logistics of driving in and out of Empire is actually a lot more difficult.
It's not the same. And also leaving an event, having showers like you're talking about on site is very different from leaving a place, having a shower and then coming back.
Agreed. But so basically I knew it was a ball. It was going to be a masked ball. As a glasses wearer, those really cool masquerade
kind of
ball,
style,
the masquerade ball ones.
Yeah.
Just don't sit on my face, and I feel like a twat whenever I have to wear them.
And you always end up that thing where you got to hold it with a stick. It's so annoying, dude.
No one's like, oh, that mask looks really good because you're holding it on a fucking stick. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's also you lose a hand. You've literally lost it, and it's
you
just
have to hold it up against your face the entire time, and I just feel like a dickhead. Yeah. So, me and Callum, my brother, who plays Jean Paul. I'm Jean-Michel. That's a good start. Yeah. We were talking and we were like, why don't we get donkey masks?
And this ties in with earlier plot, doesn't it? Because you called someone an ass.
Well, we delivered a donkey to Beau Duval's bedroom.
And this got you in trouble.
This got in trouble with
right.
With
and there's
the
like a
Duchess.
running theme where the Dubois have like links to like donkey orientated.
We ride donkeys.
Right. Are you still in charge of the light cavalry or whatever it is?
And we are thinking about trying to upgrade them into donkey cav.
Okay.
Donkey bombardier cav.
Amazing.
So the donkeys charge up, yeet bombs. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, I love it as a theme. Right. You just got like
combat donkeys.
Pack saddles just filled with explosives.
And they are the noblest of steeds. And they have senses of humour, which is why we like them. But yeah, love donkeys.
Yeah.
So I decided that we're going to make some donkey masks. Looked around online and found like a shitty plastic one. And Callum and me were talking. I was like, let me have a look on Etsy. And there was like papercraft designs on Etsy. And I was like, look at this. This looks fucking baller.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah. Callum's like, yeah, that looks really good, but I cannot be fucked to do that.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll do both. How hard could it be?
This really surprised me. You're normally the type of person when it comes to craft projects where you don't. Okay. Like
I liked the idea of it because it was like, do thing, then do thing, result donkey mask.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, it's not like really massively creative with my hands or anything like that. It's just a really clear.
They look great though.
Oh man, it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
it took.
I've not done them before. Is it essentially like because they come? It comes in like these templates that you cut out and then essentially attach together. Right?
Templates on A4 bits of paper.
Right.
So I printed those off. Then I PVA glued them to card.
Right.
And then obviously I had to weigh all that down so it doesn't bend and do weird. Then once that was dry, then I had to cut all those out.
Right.
And then I used a glue gun to attach all the different bits to it. And I had like 2 different colours. So the 2 song colours are red and yellow. Basically, on one of them, the snout and the inner ears were one colour and then reversed on the other one. So we were opposites, if that makes sense. And they look fucking good.
They looked really good, dude.
Unfortunately, Callum has a massive head.
Yes.
It's enormous.
Yeah.
It's a giant head.
Yeah.
My head is also... It's not a small head.
No.
And I struggled to get it in, but Callum was really struggling to get his head in. But we did. And they came out really well, so really happy with them. And people were very impressed. It was, pretty cool. We had a good safety briefing. The reason I want to bring this up is because they were implementing the red light, orange light, green light system.
Right.
Which is like where if you're... Say if me and you're RPing.
Yeah.
We're having some really fucking hardcore RP. I'm like, green light?
Yeah.
And you're like, green light. Yeah. Okay, we're going to keep doing this. We can keep on escalating. Yeah. Yellow is like, I'm okay, but let's keep it where it is.
Sort of tempo.
And then red is like, let's not do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then me, like a twat, put my hand up and went, I recently went to a European.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy.
You're the worst.
They actually, for people that are unable to respond verbally, put your hands up in the air as an X and then leaving the scene would help those people out. And the words left my mouth. Then Callum looked at me and went, "Ew, I went to a European lab." And I was just like, yeah, that's totally
But it
valid.
is actually very useful.
It
like,
is,
as
but
advice.
what a twat.
No, dude.
What a twat.
You are a twat. But, like,
so,
genuinely, like...
So, for the LARPs I've been to in Europe, this is how they do it.
Amazing.
Like, what an absolute knobhead. So, event was Friday to Sunday. I drove up there. It's fucking miles away. I was in the car for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
On a Friday, traffic was really bad. It's fucking grim up north. Oh my god. Trying to drive out. It's such a pain in the ass. Fuck.
Was it? I assume it was a lot closer for Callum.
Oh yeah, he was an hour away from Blackburn.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck. He was like, oh yeah, I fucking rocked up there. Like,
but it's normally the opposite way round, right?
Yeah,
like when it comes to Empire, it's a real...
Fuck him. Fuck him for living that part of the world, you know? So, fuck. Yeah, I did not enjoy the drive at all. I got there and I was a sweaty... Actually, to be fair, I got to listen to loads of the Horus Heresy, so that was something good. It was the really boring book with the iron hands.
Oh no, that sounds like torture then.
Iron Hands, most boring Legion. I thought it was the... What was it called? The Imperial Fists were the most boring. I was wrong.
Yeah.
It's the Iron Hands. It's the Iron Hands.
Yeah.
You are boring. So then Friday, time in. We rock up. We're all having a few drinks, having a good time. And then in the garden, there's a fucking wraith.
What?
A wraith.
Okay.
So the wraith starts running around trying to kill people.
Right.
And then keeps disappearing, which is literally they put their hand up in the air, they move around, and we have to be like, where's the wraith gone?
That's cool.
Really fun.
Yeah.
And then it'll reappear. It attacked me and Callum at one point, and me and Callum were like, as the Dubois, we have 2 rules. No kids, no undead.
Okay.
2 rules. And we're like, we want nothing to do with this disgraceful undead creature. It smells horrible. So then the witches tried to kill it. That didn't work. Or it did work and it came back. Me and this wraith, basically, every time I saw the wraith, I would run away from it. Okay. Yeah. And sometimes it would appear in the house. And at one stage, because I remember I didn't write it in my notes, but so I'm in the bar and there's like 2 ways round to go outside to the main exit.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm gonna go outside. And then I start walking and I look up. There's the wraith in the doorway, and I'm like, oh. And I turn on my heel and I walk round the other way. And I get to the hallway and I open the door the other way, and there's the wraith again.
Amazing.
Like, oh. And then it becomes this like Scooby-Doo thing where I'm constantly trying to go round, and then eventually the wraith isn't there, and I'm like, ooh, and I have to run away and be like, the wraith was inside. Yeah, love their wraith.
Quick question about the witches.
Yeah.
Are they actually tied to the mercenary company in the lore?
Yes.
So they're like witches working for the mercenary company?
I think they're part of, like we are. I think they're hired by them.
Right.
That's a really good question. They are attached. I don't know how.
Sure,
I don't know whether they're like us and they signed a 5-year contract or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like we did, because we're mugs and we should have read the small print.
Hey,
we thought it was for 5 days, not 5 years.
Listen, happens to the best of us.
What are you going to do? There was a lot of stuff to do with because we have downtime at Northern Kingdoms, where you literally, oh my god, I need to write my downtime to Tom. Tom, I'm so sorry. I already sent it off, but I need to add some details to it. Right. I will do that soon, Tom.
That sounds important.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I haven't done it for, he asked really nicely in an email, and I haven't responded. So I need to do that. But we have a plan of what we're doing in our downtime.
Right.
Which is kind of relevant because we're trying to find information on where. So last time we got in trouble with the Duchess of Tucson.
You did.
We got very angry as in a court case. Yeah. And as punishment for our nefarious ways, we were made wards of Beau Duval.
To have elocution lessons.
And learn how to be more polite.
Right.
Which is a travesty of justice, but let's not get into it. So we decided that when we heard that Beau Duval's granddad is being held by the Nilfgaardians,
right,
I thought it would be fun to go and rescue him.
Right.
The general plan was that if he was being held, we think he's being held in Nilfgaard, but if he was in Tucson, the plan was we portal in, grab him, replace him with a high explosive, leave.
Right.
Blow up the house he's in, which is probably the Deauville country home,
right? And
then drop him off at the Duchess and like expect medal, right? Like that's the kind of plan. So we have a sneaky elf,
yes,
Ethelred. She's our sneaky elf, and we are sending her across Nilfgaardian lines to go and inquire about where this person is in downtime.
Amazing.
While we're doing something else, which isn't relevant. But so we're still trying to find out information on where this guy is and hopefully rescue him and get some fucking medals finally, because I think it's well overdue that we get some fucking medals. Also, throughout the weekend,
I got this scene for some reason, like literally the scene out of Star Wars New Hope, where you're like, but you're both Chewie.
Yeah. How fuck you? Chewie's the most effective member of the team.
I agree, but like,
Chewie's awesome, and he doesn't get a medal. Oh, that's the point, right? Yeah,
that's the point.
Yeah, everyone else gets medals but us. Like, Dr. Portal gets a fucking medal and we don't.
To be fair,
I would lose my shit if Dr. Portal got a fucking medal and we didn't. Selfish Dr. Portal, always thinking of himself and not us.
He sounds incredible, Dr. Portal, to be fair.
He's the real hero.
Yeah.
He really is. He's amazing. But I also like the fact that, like, he wants, like, we don't pay him. He's totally underappreciated. Yeah. We're the Dragons of Tucson. Yeah. And Dr. Portal helps. Yeah. Just amazing. We meet a satyr,
right? Which
is a barefooted, fayish creature with horns.
Yep.
This thing's running around, and we have a bit of a chat with it while this rave is going on. We're sat around having some drinks with a satyr.
Yeah.
And then Beau Duval shows up.
Okay.
And he's kind of like saying hello to everyone, so we have a sit down with Beau. And then the satyr steals his hat and poops in it.
Right, okay.
So then...
as Fae creatures are wont to do.
Yeah.
That is very Fae.
Yeah. And then later on in the weekend, who was it found the hat? Someone found the hat. And was like, this hat's really fucking nice. And I was like, that hat's got poop in it. And they were like... Still a fucking nice hat. And I was like, fair play. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what satyr poop smells like, but can't be that bad. So there was this, it was like the mage of the house, who's this guy, and he dresses in a black robe with like a mask on.
Right.
He's very shady. But he also has a pendant with a Nilfgaardian symbol on it.
Okay.
And we're
and in terms of where the mercenary company stands, are then like, because I know the Nilfs.
Fuck what the mercenary company thinks. The Tucson where we're from is being held by Nilfgaard.
Right.
We want to free Tucson.
Yeah.
So we fuck the Nilfs.
Yeah.
No, we're at war with the Nilfs. Like, there's no, until we get our vineyards back.
Yeah.
There's gonna be hell to pay. Nobody fucks with the Dubois. And this guy was walking around, so I asked him a few questions. I was talking to him. I was just like, "Are you a Nilf? Are you a Nilfgaardian?" And he's just like, "Oh, I work with the trade the trade bureau or whatever, the trade guild."
That sounds like a yes.
And we're in Nilfgaardian territory. But I was like, I do not like him. Shifty. Then there's the dwarf barman again, who's fucking great value, Scottish accent, very loud. Like, he's fucking hilarious. He's running the bar. I love this guy. He's good for a song and a story, and generally is equally as loud, or if not more loud, as the Dubois, and Brilliant. Good times. Yeah, we had a really nice time with him. There was another... my friend Oily came along this time for his first ever event, and he played an elf character called Songbird.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm mentioning him is he had a very aggressive codpiece.
Amazing.
Very aggressive codpiece.
Okay.
It was fabric, and every time it was near, I just felt like a cat. I just wanted to bap it. Do you know what I mean?
Amazing.
Just to bap it. There was also there was a game where... who was it that... it was the fucking dwarf. He comes up to us and goes... Have you ever played this game? And he's got this rope with a hook on it, right?
Right.
And it's like, this is a donkey tail. You have to go up and attach it to somebody's belt when they're not looking, and then start making donkey noises. And we're like, this sounds like exactly our sort of thing. Who did we attach it to first? I think they attached it to Beau Duval first.
Okay.
And then Beau Duval wrapped it around Songbird's codpiece.
Amazing.
This is very much the theme of the event, by the way. There was an underlining, horny slapstick vibe to the whole thing.
Right.
I think the safety briefing on red light, green light really had the adverse effect. Where people were like, green light, green light, So in the evening, we played loads of dice games. There's a really fun dice game which is like poker, where you're trying to basically roll and you're trying to get pairs, 3 of a kind, 2 pairs, straights, all that stuff. Had a load of fun playing that. Also that game, Sword and Shield, the one where you need a 2 and a 4, and then every other dice that you roll after that is, or not after that, I'm explaining the rules badly, but you want the highest score of the remaining dice. And we did a bunch of playing of that, which was a really nice game. Very standard, like, LARP games, right? Games, then The Witcher, he's cooked some spaghetti bolognese for us.
Amazing.
Vegan spag bol.
Yeah.
Have to say, very good.
I had some really good vegan food.
Yeah, it was very good.
Enjoy a lot of vegan food.
No complaints from me at all. I ate a giant pail of spaghetti and whatever the fuck was in it, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah, and that's kind of Friday. Like, I could bore you with hours of us drinking very heavily and a lot.
You had a good time.
But we had a really good time. On Saturday, I woke up. It was a very kind of like slow start to Saturday, which I appreciate. I had a bit of a funny turn. I got all like, I don't know whether it was, I think it was a combination between being hungover and dehydration. But I got...
It's still hot, right?
Yeah, it's still really hot. And I got really lightheaded and really dizzy. So I had to go and spend some alone time up in the room and try and drink water. By the way, Ellie really looked after me, by the way. She kept on going, bringing me water and basically checking on me. She made me eat something. Very, very good. I appreciate that. But after a little while, I felt well enough to go downstairs and then carried on. We got instructed on how... From the guy in black and from Beau Duval, they gave us etiquette lessons on how to bow in the correct manner,
right? And
what would be expected of us, and that they were going to be dancing.
Okay.
And we were going to learn dancing for the evening, and it was going to be fun. So there was the Nilfgaardian way to bow and the Toussaint way to bow,
right?
And we were just like laughing at the Nilfgaardian guy and generally being fairly obnoxious towards him.
Yeah.
Fuck the Nilfs. They had a Gwent competition.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, there are like properly printed out Gwent decks, and they look fucking beautiful. I didn't know that was a thing. It's so obviously.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Sell this because they're really fucking nice. But
there's been some the Gwent cards that I'm terrible with the names, but the person who's made for all of you guys,
James, yeah,
they look so good.
He's really close to a full deck.
Yeah,
and then there needs to be some play testing to see whether the game is balanced. But as soon as they're on sale, like, shut up, James, and take my money. Just shut up and take my money.
So good.
The Dubois fucking Gwent card is fucking baller.
Yeah.
Like, actually, we were talking about commissioning a second one of just us on a donkey that's worth like 0 points or something. It's like
Amazing.
a decoy card or something.
Yeah,
it's like really dumb. It's like really dumb. So there's a Gwent competition. Oh, there is some main storyline plot going on to do with the lady of the house, her son, who's a bit of a shit, who wants to take over the household, her husband, who might be dead. I didn't fuck with the main story plot at all.
Yeah. Is that all linked with the Wraith? Was that all tied into
that?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably has something to do with the Wraith.
Right.
I don't know. Like later on, on the Saturday, like Bones showed up, and that was the husband, and then like the husband wasn't dead, and then the lady of the house kept screaming. I think someone married the lady of the house, so they became a lord. The son got in a lot of trouble. There was a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
This is like me sitting there having drinks, looking at this from a distance. That's my version of what happened. I'm probably not going to mention it again because I didn't have much to do with it. Love some main plot.
Yeah.
Wasn't really involved. So the son wins the Gwent competition.
Right.
And we were informed by Direwill, who's one of the witches, that he cheated.
Interesting.
And that he's got the prize in a pouch on the back of his belt.
Right.
And could we help retrieve this?
Amazing.
So we were like, we have just the elf you were looking for. So
oh my god,
so me and Jean-Paul are going to be distraction. Well, Ethelred sneaks up behind him and pickpockets his pouch.
Amazing.
So we walk up there and they're having this really in-depth conversation about stuff with these other guys. And we're coming over there and I put my hand around him and I'm touching him. He's like, "Why do you keep touching me?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" "I just like your clothes." And I touch him again on the arm. And we're just generally being silly and kind of distracting him. And I try not to look behind him so he doesn't know.
Right.
He knows something's up, but he doesn't know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And then Ethelred kind of moves in. And then I'm kind of like put my hands on him again to like distract him. And he kind of like reacts to me and then turns behind him. And Ethelred is already walking away. And I'm like, shit, did she bail? Like, did it get too close and she bailed?
Yeah.
And then when we went up, I was like, "Did you get it?" And she was like, "Of course I did." And it was like,
amazing.
Fuck yes, we legit hard skills of distracting someone and pickpocketing to them is like, these are the things that you learn at LARP. I hope I never have to use these hard skills in real life. But turns out, if we get really hungry, me, Callum and Ellie could probably make a living robbing people on the streets. So that's good to know.
That's great.
But
that's
really
cool,
cool.
Though, right? And awesome for Ellie and her character as well.
Mate, that sneaky little elf. Sneaky little hands. We also had some tabards. Callum got some tabards made for us. There was a bit of a delay in how long it took us to get the tabards, but now they're here. They look fucking baller. They're in the yellow and red of Tucson.
Amazing.
Again, they're like, me and Callum's are like opposite. Really cool. So we have to, at about 3 o'clock, I want to say 3, we were ushered upstairs to while they prepared the ball area.
Okay.
For food and stuff. Everyone got ready. We had a really good time because I had a dorm room with like my homies and we had like really good chats and it was really, really nice. Then we all got ready, tabards on, donkey masks on, let's fucking rock and roll. And we commissioned Songbird to give us an introduction.
Awesome.
But the first thing we did was we came through. There was a buffet, standard spread of buffet, but there was vegan, gluten free, a bunch of stuff, a selection of meats which I enjoyed.
That's great.
Sat down, had some food, had a really nice time, and then they started to announce the noble guests that were coming. So there was like the lady of the house. There was some princess from one of the neighbouring territories who I spoke to later on in the evening. She was Temerian. I think I'm right in saying that. Temerian. Yeah. And I was saying like, oh, by the way, we constantly said, by the way, we are not the dragons of Tucson.
Amazing.
To pretty much everybody, including her. And I was like going, we are not the dragons of Tucson, but... perhaps I could talk to them if you could help me with some information. And
okay, amazing.
So I was asking her about where to find this granddad, and if she had any information, then maybe she could let us know where Nilfgaardian stores, depots are, or whatever that is important to the Nilfs. Like maybe they could let us know, and we could help them out.
Is her territory under Nilfgaardian control as well? Yeah.
So very much like Tucson, I think they're both occupied. Okay. So like, enemy of my enemy is my friend type vibe. So they all announce all these like bigwigs. We didn't get to sit at the top table, and we should because we are nobles, and we were very put out by that we weren't sitting with the grown ups. Okay. But then we got a Songbird to introduce us to the rest of the people, and as part of that, it was just like trying like as many descriptive words. So the fabulous, handsome, blah, blah, and then also definitely not the Dragons of Tucson, the fabulous Dubois brothers. And we were like, hello. I had a good time. So there were loads of really good masks there. There was like badger mask, bear mask, wolf mask. Obviously all the witches had their fucking thing going on. Dr. Portal had a dragon mask.
Amazing.
If he keeps on letting people know that he's the dragon with us, then everyone will know how inconsiderate Dr. Portal. But we had a lovely time. There was a dueling competition where they had like literally a table full of weapons, and you got to pick your weapons off there.
Amazing.
And then have a duel, and then every time someone fought with a weapon, it got taken out the pool.
Interesting. That's a cool idea.
Yeah, I took on the fencing master for the free company. Turns out they're quite good.
Right.
They're pretty good.
Sure. But you deal with bombs, to be fair.
Yeah.
You deal with booms.
The booms, he wouldn't be so fancy with a bomb landing at his feet.
Yeah.
But he had like 2 long blades.
Right.
So I had a sword and an axe. Do you know what? He's really good. I lost 3-0, but I wasn't massively... I was like, it wasn't that bad. Like, he went on to win the competition. But there are people that are bad at fighting, some people that are good at fighting, and there are other people that are just fucking phenomenal at fighting.
There's lots that goes into it as well. Like, I think there's confidence to do it and to engage. Like, there's a lot of people who are sort of technically good, but like actually when it comes to LARP combat,
I think it's practice as well. Like, you need to... So later on in the evening, I'll talk about it now, I actually collared the guy and was like, hey, could you teach me how to fight?
Yeah.
So I had a bit of a fencing lesson, and loads of people gathered up and watched, and then people took it in turns after me to learn these lessons. Like Dr. Portal did. I know my brother did. And
that's cool RP as
well. Dude, sitting down with someone and being like, we're going to do one sword on one sword, and we're going to talk about guards, why we put the guard where we put the guard, what our intentions are, how we're doing the things, was like so interesting. Like, he again absolutely gorilla fucked me, but it was really nice to learn a bit of like thought process behind stuff, and like even stuff like where my arm is, because I find I'm really tempted to put my arm out as far as I can to give myself the maximum range to scare someone with it. Yeah. When in reality, you want to bring it back here and fight here, and then... Sorry, I'm bending my arm. It's a fucking podcast, Dave. It's not a visual thing.
Yeah. You want to have it cocked slightly.
Slightly cocked, so then I have a little bit of extra inches to catch the person out that I'm fighting and things like that, and give me some options. I found shit like that interesting. Where my blade should be when someone else's blade is approaching me in a different way. Just really good handy stuff. I really appreciate
a lot of it's
that, by the way.
Muscle memory, experience, and confidence.
All of those. I think the kind of the practice moves, because when you're getting to a higher level of sword fighting, it's like anything. You want to know if this, then this, but you want to kind of hardwire past the brain, where instead of having to be, oh, I should do this, you're just doing the thing.
You remove the delay time between the thought process and the muscle movement, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's really important. Like, anyway... it's really interesting. Yeah. Like, I think I should... I'm going to say this now. I would like to try...
HEMA or something like that? Or...
No. There's, like, at LARP, I should make more time to go and hang out with people like Tom, who I'm talking about. There's a couple of guys at Anvil. I won't talk about them. But, like... it's Tim. I'm talking about Tim. Yeah. He's so good. He's an excellent fighter. And I feel like... 20 minutes every now and then on a weekend would probably do me a world of good. What are we just talking about? Oh, Jules. Then a man wearing a mask who definitely wasn't Beau Duval, despite a French accent and the same clothes.
Indeed.
Came along, and he was called the Mask Master. Not the Taskmaster, because that would infringe on copyright. Yeah. But he came with a certain level of challenges that we had to complete. This was amazing. Yeah. Like, the guy that plays Beau Duval he's fucking hilarious. Yeah. Okay? Like, we're talking about, like, if I was going to assemble like a really good team of people to do some streaming for some RPG stuff, he's 100% on my list. Like, he's fucking hilarious. But he kept on doing like dances. His energy was fucking high. He had an assistant with him. So good. And he had these little pieces of card that had a symbol on it. I think it was literally a Doval symbol on it.
Amazing.
So we came up with a team, and it was me, Callum, and Ethelred. And our first challenge was to make a new potion for witches.
Okay.
And then tell us what it did.
Okay.
So we were like, shit. So we ran off. We got a nice little fancy cup.
Okay.
And we basically made a bit of a gin bongo, a little bit of gin, quite a lot of gin, and some like tropical drink, you know.
Yeah.
And then we put in a couple of like lychees, but still in their cover. You know, they have the spiky balls. Yeah. Put those in.
Okay.
Then ran back and said, "This is I can't remember what we called it, but it's basically this potion allows witches to have a sense of humour." And like Ellie came up with some really good, like, it's like hag's tears are the gin, and a bunch of other stuff. Like, yeah, we came up with a bit of fluff for it. And then the surprise was, now you have to drink the potion. And I was like, hell fucking yeah, it's like a fucking gin, fucking absolutely. So I had a bit of a sip, everyone did. Fucking delicious cocktail, by the way. Loads of other fun things that people came up with. I should mention Trollololol, who is the troll,
yes,
who's friends with the Free Company,
yes,
who is literally like, he's a giant troll. Like, right. I don't know if this comes across, but it's physically the size of a troll from the game. It looks like a troll from the game.
So, is he wearing like a big prosthetic
It's a giant
costume?
Prosthetic suit.
And is he wearing this all the time? Like,
dude.
Yeah. Commitment.
The commitment.
Yeah.
And like, I've seen what he looks like when he takes the suit off after a battle. Like,
and
bear in mind,
as well, dude.
Trollolol is always bringing it.
Yeah.
Okay? Trollolol is always up. But Trollolol has managed to get a mask over his face. And wants everyone to refer to him as Hugh Man.
That's great. That's really good.
Yeah. Hugh Man! And, yeah. So, Hugh Man joins one of the teams as well.
Amazing.
They had everything's timed to 5 minutes, so you only have 5 minutes to do this. The one group had, which was the Trollolol group, was make wine.
Okay.
And bring it back. It's quite difficult.
Yeah.
Everyone runs off. One guy gets some grapes, squishes them, and then puts them in a large water jug.
Okay.
Full of water, and just puts a couple of grapes in there with the help of human. Okay. Yeah. One guy, I don't know what he did, but he tried to get something and it tasted a bit weird. But the dwarf went and literally got a bunch of grapes, put them in like a muslin cloth, squished them up, and poured out grape juice into the fucking cup. And I have to say, it was fucking delicious. Yep. It was really, really good. I didn't try the other things, but then obviously drink your wine. Was the second thing. And the guy in the Trollolol suit, okay, because everyone else is like really small measures, okay, yeah. They're like, oh no, we'll just give this to Trollolol, and just start turning the glass up at his mouth.
Okay.
And it must have just been this entire tankard of water running down the front of this guy. It's fucking hilarious. Like, really, really good. What other things were there? Was like, do something really cool with a spoon, where some guys literally got, like, I think it was a grape, and they got a spoon, and they literally, like a catapult, launched it, and the other guy caught it in his mouth.
Oh, that's
what I mean.
That's great.
First one didn't work. He overshot it because Diakil's got big muscles. So it. But 2 times to get in his mouth.
That's pretty good.
That's fucking impressive.
That's great.
One of them was, so I think this is one of the final rounds. Shave an apple, but with nothing sharp.
Okay.
So Songbird, I think he got a spoon or something similar and peeled it.
Okay.
Dr. Portal
used
the wall of the building.
Okay. Yeah.
And he hacked at that thing. It was amazing to watch.
Yeah.
He worked like a demon, shaving that fucking apple.
Yeah.
Lot of controversy over who won that. I can't even remember who won that. For me, Dr. Paul.
Dr. Paul.
Just using a house to shave an apple is fucking incredible. One thing that was really cool. There was like, draw the Mask Master. Okay, draw a picture of the Mask Master.
Okay.
But you're not allowed to use your hands.
Amazing.
So, logical thing is, get some other bugger to draw it, okay?
Yeah.
And there were these two, quick shout out to these girls, actually, ladies. I don't know what's appropriate nowadays. God, I just sound like a creepo. Two new players.
Yeah.
I have to say, new players bring hype, dude. Like, when you're like, you're new players, you're fucking bringing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking great.
Yeah.
One of them literally does comics and stuff. So got her to draw a picture of, but unfortunately it was a picture of Beau Duval. Oh yeah, he had a massive cock as well, which was incredible. Really cool picture. Gave it to Beau. No, sorry, I mean Mask Master. And we got done for a technicality that it was a picture of Beau Duval rather than...
Right. You think that's fair?
I don't, but I think the picture was fucking amazing. So now that picture exists in the world, and it's fucking great. I actually had after that we commissioned her and gave her a couple of coins to do a picture of me, my brother, and Ethelred on a donkey together.
That's cool. I've seen this picture.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Fucking great. In fact, go to our Facebook. I'll try and remember to upload a bunch of these pictures.
You got some lovely photos from the event as well, actually. Really nice.
Yeah, there's a lady going around doing some like fancy pictures as well. So
that is a cool thing about some of these. I mean, I've only been on a few player events and stuff, but like it's nice sometimes because there's a bit more time sometimes, and you can have that space to like have some photos and stuff. It's also a bit more chill.
I think like Northern Kingdoms has a really nice player base. Yeah. Like generally, I'm talking here like really, really nice people who have similar values and similar RP wants and needs, and it was just really, really nice. Like vast majority of players I'm talking here.
Yeah.
So at some point, I decide that we should kill the guy in black.
Okay. That's quite an escalation from Master games.
I turned to Jean Paul and I'm like, that man in black, we should kill him. And he was like, but why? And I'm like, he works for Nilfgaard. And fuck the Nilfgaard. We should kill him. So we're having a chat on like when we're going to kill him. And our plan is to kind of like do a prison shanking.
Amazing.
So if we can get him alone and it's dark, we stab him up like it's prison, Yeah. But so I go to the refs area that they're in. I'm just like, hey, just checking in. We're thinking about murdering the fucking guy in black. Yeah. And they were like, he's a really powerful mage. Like, good luck. And I was like, no, just checking. Like, if it's all good. And it's like, yeah, it's all good. So we head out and we're waiting for dark to happen. I should mention we also played a really fun game called I think it was called Knife Game or something.
Okay.
Everyone gets a knife.
Okay.
You have 2 lives, 1 life for each of your hands.
Okay.
At the start of the game, everybody has to jump forward and freeze in position. Okay? Then it goes in order, like anti-clockwise or whatever, and the first person has to make a slice and a movement. They can only move like 1 foot, so you can pivot, right?
Yeah.
But the other person can, if they move their hand, they have to freeze in that position.
Okay.
And then basically you're trying to knock everybody out. But everybody gets closer and closer, and it's really, really fun. And
that's like, cool. That's a really cool idea.
Really fun game.
Yeah.
I had an absolute...
It's kind of like slow-mo fighting, essentially.
Well, everyone's like looking at each other, and you have to pay attention to whose go it is next.
Allegiances.
Oh yeah, I said to the dwarf next to me, "You don't stab me or my brother, and we leave you alone." And he was like, "Yeah." And then Callum goes and stabs him because yeah.
Amazing.
I got quite far in that. It was quite good. But yeah. Then we did some dancing. The dancing was fucking great. We had a couple of drinks at this point. Like there was one dance that we did. And also like trying to like herd people is fucking difficult. So the first dance we did was fun. I danced with Millie's character, and we just had a lovely time. Then Callum goes, "Let me teach you a dance from our homeland. It is called head, shoulders, knees, and toes." And then we did head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Then we did double time, and then triple time, and it was fucking hilarious. Like, so good.
Yeah.
So everyone gets sweaty and laughing. Everyone's having a good time. We also did the dwarf dance, which is like the one where you hook your hand around the other person's arm while you're holding a drink.
Right.
And as you turn in a circle, you're supposed to drink your drink.
Amazing.
By that point, everything turns to anarchy, and everyone's just having a really good time. Everyone's had a fair amount to drink.
Right.
In the evening after that, the lady of the house dies, and so does the son. I don't know.
Main plot stuff.
That's main plot stuff that I don't mess with.
Yeah.
So the masked man, the guy in black, comes out.
Right.
And he goes, "Now there is no longer a use for me here because of these people are no longer here. I am going to leave." And he takes his robe off and his mask off, and it turns out he's the necromancer from a couple of fucking episodes ago who brought the horde of undead.
Wow.
And so an elf lady runs over with a knife and tries to throw it at him, but he disappears into a portal just before he does it. And I was like, I was right! I was 100% right! And it was just like, always listen to my instincts, you know? Like,
amazing.
When I say kill him, we kill him! You know, like... always trust my instincts when it comes to who's a dodgy fucker. And turned out, my instincts were 100% correct.
Did you progress the plot at any point before this point?
No.
You didn't, like...
What do you mean?
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Okay.
Like when I solved the murder at that player event.
Oh, no, but what I mean is, did you make any attempts against him?
No, because it wasn't dark yet.
So the idea was you were going to
So
do
it was kind of dusky when he...
did his reveal and left.
Yeah, he fucking Jack in the Boxed.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And it's cool RP for your character and stuff.
Hell yeah, dude, because it's
that
like...
kind of stuff. It's self-reinforcing RP, right?
Exactly, and it's also the idea that are the Dubois incompetent, very lucky, or are they actually very good?
Yeah.
And I like the fact that the Dubois exist in all of these phases at exactly the same time, and they don't even know what the truth is, you know?
It's a bit like, if you ever watch some Jackie Chan stuff sometimes, he kind of... it's got that kind of comedy element of, like, he's extremely competent and all these kind of things, but he also has goofy, wacky stuff. In, like Drunken Master or something.
Well, it's quite fun, actually. We actually get like a fair amount of props off the other... Oh, this is one thing, again. Oh my god, Northern Kingdom player community.
Yeah.
You're so fucking welcoming to us as players. Like, you can hear people talk about the Dubois in the background and things like that, but we also had loads of really nice comments. People like genuinely happy that we had showed up at the event.
Oh, that's cool.
We feel that love, people, and we thank you so very much. It's really nice.
I think when you're doing like a character like that, right? Like, I think it people can think that you're like super confident and like up to like it's actually quite having like that little bit of positive feedback and stuff really helps.
Everyone's squishy, man. Like Callum's squishy. I'm definitely squishy. If you listen to anything on this podcast, like I'm a little squishy boy. Right. We're getting to the end of the episode.
Oh my word. It sounds like a hell of an event, dude.
Dude, I loved it. It actually, I was looking forward to it just on a kind of
on a chill out basis, right?
We're going to go and have fun with some friends. It's going to be nice. But I was actually kind of blown away by how...
Little tasty little nuggets of plot was in there.
It's really nice.
Necromancer turning up. What a little nice little twisteroo. For everybody who did the main quest, well done.
Everyone that did the story, well done.
Yeah.
We did not.
It sounds like the games were great fun, though. I love all of that kind of stuff. I love all the extra stuff that happens, and I like LARPs are great for this, and LARP organisers who do this are so fantastic. The way they'll organise alternate activities, other things for different sort of varieties of players and their wants to engage with. I find it so fun. Like
Northern
the idea
Kingdoms,
that you don't have to just purely engage with a main plot, and there's other things for you to do, and you can make your own game along the way.
Very much so. I think like But that's maybe changed us as players because now we're much happier being in that space in certain games. So right.
Let's roll the dice.
We're gonna do our patrons. We'll do 3, shall we? Because
we
it's
shall.
yeah. Okay,
we got 11.
All right, 11.
11 is Charles Yarnold. Thank you so much,
Charles. Number 2.
Number 2 is it's your turn.
Elliot Goddard. Thank you very much. We did Elliot last time, didn't we?
We have, and I think we did Charles as well, actually.
7.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7. Mark Kuglingji. That's Mark. I'm extremely sorry.
Hold on, let's have a proper go.
Mark Kugling.
Mark Kuglingji. Mark Kuglingji.
Kugeling.
Kugeling.
Mark. Thank you so much. We have
I also want to say a quick thank you to Roz, DT, and Ellis Q. Thank you very much for your patronage. We haven't actually done you yet, but I just want to get you out because you're new patrons, and we really appreciate you. Thank you, patrons. It really means a difference at the moment.
It's great because you get to actually go and do all of these things. I don't know if it would be possible.
Dude, I would be proper fucked without it. Right, what's the next event? Oh, God, I need to sort out my Ragnarok ticket. Fuck!
I've almost got your armour done, so you've got that sorted.
Ian's working on my armour because I'm too lazy to do it.
That's fine. I enjoy it. It gives, genuinely, it gives me some nice crafting feels. And chills,
I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll get my ticket sorted, and then you'll probably hear about that next. If not, I think it's probably either second breakfast or E3?
E3. E3's July. When's second breakfast?
God, time is rapidly going on.
You are an absolute a beast for laugh at the moment. I'm extremely jealous of you, but also your stamina is it's impressive to do that much.
Well, I think you'd definitely hear the fatigue in our last episode.
Yeah, I think we probably won't do a day after recording of on an Empire event again. It was great fun to do, and we needed to do it. I think we needed to process it out.
I came off the back of night shifts as well.
Yeah,
so
you were gas tired.
I was poopy.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we end it with...
what's the Dubois saying?
The Dubois, we've got a couple.
Okay.
I not good, no undead is a good rule. Also, no job too big or small, we blow it all. Okay. But I think I'd like to end things with enough explosives, you could blow up the world.